Log entry 3. Science Officer Dave. My lungs feel as if they are filled with fluid. We need to get this fungal infection cure completed soon. The temporary injections are helping to reduce the worst of the infection. I fear we will quickly build an immunity to it, but it is working so far. Luna has helped to uncover materials and gather data for our research. That little robot is an amazing asset and a genuine part of the crew. We have also equipped her with some planet-specific technology as well, which has been helpful. Sally is well now that we have rid her of her fungal tag-along, and between the two of us, we are ready to get this cure done and dust off this rock. This may be our last transmission from Wenora. Wish us luck. Dave. Signing off.
Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our continued playthrough of Unsettled Wenora Task B. And we are kind of close to the end. But before I get started, I know you heard the prologue from one of the crew members, but before I get started, I also have to address an error.
Luna thinks you made a mistake. Did you?
So in the last episode, I took down our trust. I forgot to flip these over. It would have made a slight difference here, but only slight. I'm not going to go back and fix it because I don't think that's that valuable. I can do things that would have offset it and it would have been okay. But I just want to let you know I did make the mistake. You're supposed to flip those as soon as that happens. So I did in fact do that, but I did it a little late. So I just want to let you know that, and then we're going to get on with our playthrough. Now both Dave and Sally are in fact infected. So we got to do something about that. I'm not too worried about it actually. It's going to be fine. They're going in different directions, which is also okay, but we are a little tight with our dice right now. Our dice are not, each only have one effective die that's not going to cost us time, and the worst thing is we don't have enough materials to do a lot of things. And I think, well, I do actually have enough materials in there right now to handle the next one, but not the one after that. So, and we need materials to complete our mission. We need 2 materials and 2 data. Those exist on the board, but we do need to collect a little bit more of both. And I think it's going to be up to Sally to do that. I'm just worried about the timing of it because we're running out of time. We don't have a ton of time left. I think we are down to our last task, but let's see if we can win. We're close to one or the other. This is great. I love it when a game is tight. We are close to either winning or losing. We have our 2 data. We could use some more because there's some tools that we have that are data driven that will help us. So let's get started. I think we're going to go with Sally first and get her going. Sally is right here in the scarab with Dave. They've come back and forth in this scenario, which I think is odd because I remember in another playthrough, different scenario. I never went back to the scarab until the end of the scenario. But we do want to get her to this space here where she can then build the last remaining laboratory. The last thing we have to build is the laboratory. I was hoping she'd be able to do it this turn, but she's not going to. What we're going to have to do is we need a couple more materials and we need some more data. So we're going to start our turn with Luna. She's actually going to collect the data that's on with the space she's on. Now remember, I don't need Luna anymore to complete our tasks, so her gathering data is actually very valuable to us because it gives us access to some other abilities. So let's start with her doing that. Unfortunately, to do that is going to cost us a time because I'm going to have to use this die right here, which is going to allow us to collect 2 data. There's 2 data on her spot, but it's also going to tick up the time. You'll see what happens when we do that. I'm taking some risks here. It does say in the game to take risks to get things done.
I have discovered new data. Uploading now.
Okay, she got the data, but look what this does. It ticks our time marker up to there. That means we're going to have to use 3 materials to continue to do the thing that we need to do with inject ourselves with serum or something to keep us from getting toxic shock syndrome or something terrible, right? So we're going to do that. We tick the time up. Now I need her to move twice, right? So this is going to be interesting. I also needed her, and this is why I'm telling you that the last turn where I did tick up her insight wasn't that big a deal, even though I should have flipped this over. I'll show you why it's not a big deal and why I didn't bother to fix it. So first off, she's going to take her free move to here. She'll go to here. And I wanted her to collect those materials, but she's not going to be able to. So, but we have a thing that can allow us to do that. And it's called an augmented yank, and I happen to have one more energy. It says gather up to 2 materials from this node and or adjacent nodes for the stockpile. So while she is there, she is going to spend another energy, our last energy from our dynamo to gather these 2 materials right here. Now we have 3 materials again in the tray. We're going to need a little more than that though, so that's going to be interesting. But I didn't have to use the die to do it. Now, again, you could only do this once per turn, so I'm just going to turn it sideways to let myself know I did that. Then, now, she is going to get an insight for moving again. She is going to use her traverse ability, which is this die, which is going to actually pip it to here. That's not great, but she's going to get an insight, and she's going to be able to move. And then we're going to rest this die, but we'll do that last. Actually, I was going to do one thing before, and I think I'll do it now. I hope you don't mind me retconning this. They were in the same space as the start of the turn. I did want to use vacuum up fine particles, discard all explorers within one node to get rid of a infection, a distress. So we're going to take those infections off both of them, but then this goes away. It is no longer something that we can use. So we're going to take the distress off of Dave and the distress off of Sally, and those are going to go back into the pile for now. And they're no longer infected. That does not, however, automatically tick up our trust. It solved a problem. So I didn't want to do that. But next up, so we took a traverse action, which means we're not moving anybody else, just us to here, which is fine. And when she gets there, now remember, this only triggers if she starts her turn on that node. But as a free action, she doesn't need any. Oh, we do need to put a die there, so we're not going to be able to do this. We're not going to be able to build this turn because she has to rest a die, which is a thing. And we also are going to need Luna to drop more materials there so she can continue to collect after she builds this. We're going to get this done in this episode, I think. We'll try really hard. I think we can do it. I could move Luna, but I'm not going to. However, we do need to rest this die, so that's going to go up to 1, and then we're going to collect all of our dice. She's not in too good a shape here. We don't want to tick this down too fast, but that's what she's got for right now, and that's where we're at. So I can't think of anything else that we could do there. I don't see any value in doing anything else there. That's where we're at. Okay, let's move on to Dave. Once again, as a reminder, even though she did move in and off of this spot, you don't put another spore down. There's just 1 per space. So I just wanted to refresh you on that in case you missed it. On Dave, the first thing he's going to do, I think, is he's going to take his free move to get to here. That's going to cost us a time and give him an insight. I don't want to use this stuff. I don't think we need to worry about. I don't think we need to worry about this. The time. I think we got plenty of time. We got 3 materials. We just need 2 more, and we're okay. Wait, I made a little mistake. I'll do it now. This needed to be done on Dave's turn, not on Sally's. So this happened on Dave's turn. Didn't affect anything at all. So we've now collected those materials. Could have affected it if the time had changed in a bad way, but it didn't. So we're okay there. All right. What was I doing with Dave? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do this. That ticked his time up. That's what I wanted to show you was this. We're ticking his time up 1 because of his move, but he also got that insight. I haven't used a die yet. So that was his free move action. He's on the space he needs to be on to complete our task. He's got what he needs. He's got everything he needs except for a die to do it, but we still have to build the lab first, and then we'll get it done. Okay, now I think what he'll do while he's there... What will he do while he's there? He's going to rest probably his green die. We'll rest that. For his blue die, he could theorize and give them some more insight, get him a little more insight, or he could do one of these. When you move this turn, ignore all. No, I didn't need to do any of that. Once you've placed and regrouped all your dice, I don't need to do that. Either, I think I just want to get us set up for the next turn, really. I can do support just to get this back where it was. That would be nice. That wouldn't take any real effort on our part. We're just kind of chilling, waiting for this next event to happen with Sally on the next turn. So I think that Yeah, I think that we're going to do this. So we are going to we're going to use this die. We're going to do support. You can't see that on the board. Support, which is going to take this down to 2. That would have gotten rid of his local player. Never mind. Well, yeah, that still bumps up our trust. It's okay. It says another local explorer may. Oh, another local explorer. We can't do that. So never mind that. I want to do it for ourselves. And I definitely don't want to ruin our trust at this point. So I don't have another way to gain trust. I think that, well, I guess we're just going to do this with his, I could gather, no, we have the data already. I don't need to gather more. We already have it. So I'm just going to do that. Okay. That'll tick that down. Here, he'll get another theory, and so will Sally. Now, we're going to, he's got one more die. I don't think we're going to use it. I think we're just going to leave it alone so he can rest the one die and not spend any more time. He does have his turn with Luna, and I think we're going to have Luna scan for materials at this moment.
Scanning for materials.
Okay, 2 more materials there, and we are going to spend one of our data. We only need 2 to complete our mission. We're going to spend this one to do a mechanized puff with Luna. So we're going to spend one of those out of our supply to put it back in the general supply to remove this so that she does not get a distress next turn. So no more, we don't have to worry about spores in either of the spaces we're in at the moment. That's good. We're 2 time away from needing something. We got 2 supplies. We need two materials. I think we can do this, y'all. I really do. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. That, I think, is going to conclude. Yeah, I don't think we're going to spend the extra die for Dave. And I don't want to recover, because if I do, it's going to knock us down too many more pips on our dice, which is not what I want. So we are going to rest that. That'll bring it up to 1. And then we'll collect his dice. So that's what he's got there. That's it for him. We do tick up the time 1 more. And then we're going to get on with Sally's turn. I think we got some things we can do here. I think it'll be okay. I think we're going to get this. We're definitely going to get this done, I think, this turn. We'll see. I hope. We still need an extra. I might have to go 1 more turn with Dave. If I do, then I'll continue to play until we're done, because I think we're on the last mission. We'll see. I might have 1 more that I have to do. If so, we might be in some trouble. But first things first, we need to, and this is going to cost us a time, unfortunately, but I think we need to do it. We need to build this lab. It's not going to cost us a time here. It's going to cost us a time because I need to use a die. Yeah, I think we'll use this one. We need to use a die, and I'm going to have to use this one. So she's going to spend that one, which is going to cost us an extra time. We are now burning through our time, and we're going to have to spend our 3 materials that we have in supply to do this. I'll put that up there. And the reason I use that die is because she's going to use her green die to gather materials right there. Boom. All right, that is it. So she did that. That's going to allow us to get these 2 materials on that site. And it is not going to cost us an additional time, though we will lose the time when she rests her die. So she gathered those materials, then she's going to rest her blue die. That's going to pip that up 1, and I'll just move the time marker on. You know, we're about to go down to our last in safe endurance spot. We're calling it close here, but the good news is we get to take her dice back. I haven't done Luna's stuff for her either yet, so we can do that as well. But we're going to put this build site there. That is great. And then I think Luna will... oh, this build site is complete. Now, what does the laboratory do for us? Well, we can, if we spend a material, we can up a die. That's really good. I wish I had built that earlier, but we didn't. All right, we're all satisfied where we're at. We're just going to take Luna's turn. Luna's going to look for materials there again.
Scanning for materials.
And we have our materials. I'm not going to move Luna. I'm just going to leave her there because there's no point in moving her. And then I think we're going to do what we need to do because we have everything we need. So we're going back to Dave's turn now. We finished Sally's turn. We've ticked up the time, but I don't think we're going to need anything else unless I'm mistaken. Then we're in trouble because I don't have enough materials right now. But we got to wait for Sally's next turn to pick those materials up. However, it's Dave's turn. We're going to do this. I've kept this pearl. I can do this too. 1, remove a spore cloud. We don't need to. But I do have all these things that I can do if I need them. Yeah, so let's do this. We are going to try and get, we're going to develop this. All right. Boom, we're going to develop this here. We'll place that right there for now. He's got to place a die there. It doesn't matter what die it is, so we'll just place this one. And that is going to tick down 1. Now we have to, this is in our supply, in our database and our stockpile. We have 2 and 2. And as you know, we built the research hut. Dave is standing on the research hut. Sally's standing on the laboratory. Sally has robotics and engineering. Dave has 3, but he also has chemistry and engineering. So with that said, we have completed this. It says when the focus cube is removed from the develop inhalants action, advance. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to, when we remove this, we're going to advance. So we're going to put those resources back. And we're going to then take this. We're going to leave this right here. We'll finish Dave's turn because we got to wrap up Dave's turn before we bring it back. He's going to rest his orange die. He's not on a spot where he can investigate. I don't know that there's any reason for him to do anything else. He might just sit on that die. I mean, I could theorize and give Sally another point, but I don't think it's going to matter unless I have to do more. I'm not sure if this is over yet. I'm assuming because we're down to the last couple cards. But we were able to solve for that. All right. Well, let's clean this up. So this, I think we're not going to spend his die this. Well, no, that's too much. We're not going to spend the green die. There's nothing to spend it on. I can't investigate. I could theorize and give Sally another thing, but why not keep this ticked up in case we need it? So we're going to rest this die. That'll tick it up to 1, and that's going to wrap this around. I do have a free move. I think I might use the free move. I am not going to use the free move until we have 3 materials in there. Otherwise, we'll lose 4 pips on the dice because there's a. Actually, I can't avoid this, but this comes off of here. So it says immediately take that off. We're going to go to 8 of 8. Spores out of our minds. Spored out of our minds. The outlook seems good. Preliminary treatment seems to be causing the infection to subside, and all the unexpected side effects are mostly hilarious. We're going to gain trust. Let's get out of here. Get everyone to the scarab. We survived for now. So this is the last thing that we have to do before we do that. We have to get everyone to the scarab. That's our turn. But the good news is this happens. So yay, we get to have some fun stuff. Okay, now let's continue on. We are going to go to Sally's turn. Now we do need to first. Ooh, this is really a tough thing. Because if I don't use this green die, is there anything she can do? Grabby hands. This turn, instead of Luna scanning for her node for materials or data, you may scan your own node. That's not helpful. Immediately gain whatever resources are discovered. I can do that by pipping down a die. It's called Grabby Hands. I like this. So I can do that. That's going to give us, but there's only 2 material. Immediately gain whatever resources are discovered. Okay, I have a plan. It's a weird plan. I can get back to the scarab with no time, but at the end of her turn I have to rest a die, and we're not going to have the ability to do anything with that. So that's not good. Okay. But I can avoid time. I could deploy Luna pulls an explorer from an adjacent node onto her node, ignoring all node edge symbols. I'm not worried about that overly much. I think what we're going to do, yeah, she's going to pip this die down here, right here, to do the grabby hands. And we're going to roll for materials on that space and then immediately collect those materials. It says gain whatever resources are discovered. So the 2 materials there don't count. Okay, this is going to be tight. But we're going to roll. Hopefully she rolls at least, well, she'll roll 1. She got 2 more. So those are immediately collected. That means we have 2 right now, but I need 3 to satisfy the toxicity levels. It doesn't say that we get to not do that, right? It doesn't say that goes away. It just says we have... let me just read this to be sure. Is this not going away? On the time marker, time, and then we're going to flee the death swamp. So I don't think this, it doesn't say this goes away because that last thing happened. It just says we got to get to the scarab, which to me means we still have to spend these materials, right? It doesn't say we don't. So I'm going to assume we do, which means we need the materials, which means I'm going to use this die to immediately gather the 2 materials that are there. Boom. Which allows her to grab these, and at the same time this will go up 1, requiring us to spend 3 materials. So there's that. That is done. We're going to get out of here by the hair of our chinny chin chins, and I noticed when I made errors that I couldn't really correct. Most of them were not in our favor, so I still think I'm doing okay here. Next thing she's going to do is take her free move over to here. She will gain a insight for doing that. That's all she gains. She doesn't lose anything. She'll take a traverse action, which is going to cost her an extra time. She'll take traverse. Boom. That's not going to... It is an orange die, so the good news is that she is going to get to use that ability, which means she gains another insight. Not that that matters much. But that also costs us an additional time. You can kind of see it up here, so I'm just going to move it. We're down on our last endurance, by the way. I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. I'll show that in a second. And then with that traverse action, she's moving to the scarab. So she's good. She will rest. Here's the problem we have, right? She's going to rest this die. Skadoosh. That will be a 1. And then she'll complete her dice here. But resting her die does tick up the time. So you see we're about to be in trouble again, and I do not have the materials to do that. But I do have a way to ignore the time symbol. I don't think it's going to matter. I think once we get to the scarab, we're good. Let's go to Dave. That's where she's going to end her turn. It doesn't say Luna has to be there. It just says the crew. Though I will move Luna 1. Why the heck not? She can get in the scarab on Dave's turn. Okay. All right, Dave. Here we go. He's got 3 dice. He's going to take his free move. I have 1 data left. I have 1 material left, so I can do this. An explorer currently within 1 node may ignore the symbols on a node's edge. We're going to do that. He's going to spend the 1 last supply instead of trying to build up supplies. He's going to spend that to ignore the symbol, the time symbol on that edge. He will, however, gain an insight and gain another thing, but that's not going to matter because we got back to the scarab before the turn ends. So let's just read this and see. I think that means we have completed this task. That would be super cool. Okay, Wenora, Task B, Alien Protozoan. The outlook seems good. Preliminary treatments seem to be causing the infection to subside and all the... Okay, let's get out of here. Get everyone to the scarab. Everyone? Well, that's okay. On Dave's turn, I can move Luna there. Everyone's on the scarab, just in case everyone means everyone. We survive for now. All right. Well, y'all, I mean, a couple twists and turns. It's not a complicated game. It's definitely... I like it solo. I really liked playing with 1 other person. I don't know if I'd like it with 4. I think it'd be interesting. It'd be probably a little chaotic playing with 4, but that might be a fun, different way to look at it. However, we have actually completed and survived Wenora B. I don't know how well I did. I think I made a couple mistakes. Like, for example, I did this off turn, but I could have done it before anything changed. However, it says gather up to 2 materials from this node or adjacent node. I don't know how that works. I may have screwed up that, which means I would have lost some dice. I still could have pulled this off, I think. In fact, I'm sure of it. Because the movement for Sally was completely free getting back to the scarab. I could have played things a little differently. We would have gotten back. Might have hurt us. We might have been down to our last bit of time, but we were right on the edge of that. And maybe it would have cost me the game if I'm wrong about this thing. But there's some other things I could have done. I could have moved Luna to the scarab and done an attempted a long-range node swap. I could have deployed the mini tractor beam and pulled Dave over. There's so many different things I could have done. I think we could have countered this. Plus, we can avoid time symbols and things like that, which I could have made a bigger effort to do. But anyway, that's it. So thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope that at the very least, if I may have made a few boo-boos here and there, which I try to correct and look at, but I hope I showed you what the game's got. Now, keep in mind, there are 10 planets, and they're all radically different, and this was the lowest difficulty level, okay? Lowest difficulty level. There's ones that are significantly higher difficulty level, and I haven't played them yet, but I'm looking forward to doing it. I think when I play those, though, I'm probably going to play them with other people first, just because I enjoy playing with my games with my friends, right? But we'll see. I may put another one on the channel. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed the extra stuff that I threw into this session, this series. I am going to be doing things like that as we go forward. I used to do them a lot, and then I tried to just get gameplay out for you guys. And I think that maybe you might enjoy it if I add these extra things with voiceovers, and I'm using AI. I'm using AI voice recognition, things like voice speech stuff. It's really cool. Plus a lot of audio, video elements and editing that I did a lot with. I hope you enjoyed those. Let me know if you did, if you want to see more of that stuff. I have some things I'm getting to the table next. There's some stuff coming. It won't be immediately another episode of Unsettled. It'll be something else. But I hope you'll enjoy it. Anyway, thanks. Take care. I'll talk to you in the next episode of something. Bye for now.
Let's have a therapy session and reduce all that harmful stress, shall we?